So today I'm going to share with you a few things, and we are going to discuss a few things about life, and I'm going to share with you a little practice that will help you today and also for the future. Okay? All the little things, good or bad things, that you do in your childhood when you're little, right? They affect when you become an adult, right? Let's say someone is too much addicted to sugar. Is there anyone who is too much addicted to sugar? If you're addicted to sugar too much when you're a child, there is a more possibility, big possibility, for you to be a sugar addict, okay? When you grow up, you become adults. See, that thing that you did when you were a child, it affected when you become adult. Okay? So that is why it is important. The things that we do when we are children, when we are little, it affects our adulthood. That's why it is important to make good habits when we are children. It is something like this. One day, have you been to Sri Lanka? Raise your hand if you've been to Sri Lanka. Put your hands down. Raise your hand if you haven't been still. And you like to go? You like it? Okay, good. So, I think you all have, most of you have been, if you have been to Sri Lanka, you've been to Anuradhapura, the sacred city. Okay. One day, I was Can anyone say what is Ruanwali Mahasaya? Yes?
It's so far the tallest say.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest stupas in Sri Lanka. And Ruanwali Mahastupa, it's where the highest number of Buddha's relics have been enshrined in that stupa. Did you know what are relics? Relics are when the Buddha passed away. Buddha's body was not buried. It was cremated. It was burned in a sandalwood pyre. Okay. After the cremation, the Buddha's bones, okay, the skeleton bones, remained. But they were broken into small pieces, but they remained unburned. Right? So they collected all these bones and they respected and worshipped. We worshipped these relics same as we worship to the Buddha. So in Ruanwali Stupa is where the highest number of Buddha's relics are there. So they say that a huge bowl full of Buddha's relics are there. Okay. So I was on the way, now I'm going out of the story. So I was on the way to worship the Ruanwali Saya, and it was my lunch time. So around 11 I stopped near a restaurant on the way. It was a nice, beautiful village restaurant near Paddy Field. Okay. And can you lower the volume, please? It's too much. Feedback. Okay, right. So I went to this restaurant. It was near Paddyfield, and there was a beautiful mango tree. Okay. This mango tree was so special. It was not like other mango trees. There was a knot. This was a big mango tree, but there was a knot in the trunk. You know what's a knot? Someone had tied a knot. Someone had bent the mango tree and made a knot. And the mango tree grew up. But there's a knot in the middle of the trunk. Okay. Then I was thinking, wow, like it's a huge mango tree, but there's a knot. Do you know when the knot was tied? Did the person made the knot when the mango tree was big or when it was small? What do you think? Raise your hand if you say it is big. When it was big now. When it was small, yes. Why you can tie a knot when the mango tree is small is because it is very tender, right? Very easy to bend, so that you can tie even a knot. And when you grow up, the knot stays. In the same way, the things that you do when you are little, it's very easy to make good habits when you're little. Okay? It's very easy to make good habits when you're little, but it is really, really difficult to make good habits when you become an adult. If you are not sure about this, ask from your parents. Is it easy? No. It is difficult. When you are little, it's very easy to make good habits. I know. When it comes to the good habits, it is not always easy as we think or easy as we say. Okay, the Buddha says, Sukarani asadhuni attano ahidhanisha. It is very easy to do things that brings pain and unhappiness or regret to your life. It's very easy to do. Okay. For an example, what do you think? Is it easy to be lazy? Or is it difficult? Do you purposefully become lazy? Or just it happens? It happens, right? It's really easy to stay on the bed when your parents call you to wake up. No? Do your parents wake you up in the morning? That's the biggest pain in the day, right? When it's cold and when your room is cozy and you feel that nice and warm blanket, right? It's very easy to stay in the bed and just sleep. Who do you wake up usually? Usually Alma, right? It's your mother. What does she say in the morning? She says, Papa, Padua, wake up. No, first they come, wakey, good morning, wake up. You know, parents always be nice in the first step, in the beginning. They're always nice in the beginning, isn't it? Yes, yes. They come to your room and say like, Buddha, wake up. You don't wake up like that. You just turn around, tuck your duvet and the blanket over your head, and just sleep. Who likes to wake up in the morning like that? And then after some time, again your mama comes into your room, and now the tone is a little bit different. Now there's no those wakey-wakeys and other things. I say like, wake up. And you don't wake up like that. Third step. Now, usually this is what my mother said. In Sinhala we say, Puta nagitinna. Second step is Puta nagitinna. That is more of an anger form of nagitinna. And then it becomes even more worse. Now she adds some more adjectives into this to your name. Okay? So usually your mother comes. Open all the window blinds. Remove your blanket. Grab you from the foot. Pull you down to the bed. And what happens? Have you ever got water splashes? I used to get a lot. Oh good, yeah, nice experience. In the morning. And you know what? Even I slept. Even my mother poured water on my face. Sorry. I know it is difficult to wake up in the morning. Okay. It is difficult. But waking up in the morning, studying in the morning, is really helpful. Are there any night people here studying? Those who wake up too late at night until maybe 2 p.m., 3 p.m.? No. Still not. I was a night person. Okay, night person means like you study at night, not in the morning. And it didn't help me. You know what I did? I studied late at night, went to the school, and I slept in the school. Back then in Sri Lanka, you can hide and you can sleep however. Somehow we managed to do that. Now you can't do it. Here. We did it. So it was difficult. I know. All the good things are difficult. Waking up in the morning is a challenge. Getting ready to school is a challenge. Isn't it? It's a risk that you take. Going to school is a challenge. Being in the school is a big challenge. Being with all these friends, is it easy? No. There are a lot of different people you meet in the school, right? You have your class bully. Did they have? Do you mean? No. If not, then you're lucky. We had a lot of. Okay. So it's difficult. Studying, facing exams, everything is a challenge. But do you know what? There are people who face challenges, who take risks and face challenges. And also there are people who run away from challenges, who run away from taking risks. Almost all the successful people in this world took more challenges, more risks than the people who wasn't successful, who didn't. Right? Taking risks, facing challenges. When you do that, for sure you know one thing happens. You know what happens? You will fail. What happens when you take challenges? You fail. Not all the time that you can win. You will fail. You will get low marks. Have you got low marks and got blame from your parents? No? Do you know how painful it is? Yes. To look on the disappointment on their face. I was like that. Yes, my mother was a teacher. So you know what happens. Being a child of a teacher, you know, your parents have a lot of expectations for you. The worst part is my mother was a teacher for grade 5 students. So in Sri Lanka we have a special exam in grade 5. If you're in grade 5, that's called scholarship exam. It's a huge thing. Not for you guys, but for parents. It's their exam. You write the exam, you face it, but it's their exam. You know why? They're very proud to say that my son, he passed, he got through this exam. Okay. So what happened? My mother was a teacher, and she was one of the most famous teachers back then to teach grade 5 students. There were a lot of children who learned from her and go through the exam, even so many district ranks and all the bright cases. Do you know what happened to me? I failed. I failed. And you should have looked. You should have looked at the disappointment on their faces. And that was the failure. And it was painful. It was really painful. Right? And the most painful part is when the children who learn from my mother, where they come to our house to see my mother, bringing presents after they could pass, I failed. Each and every time I just ran away from my house, hide somewhere, and it was painful. And I thought, and I learned a big lesson from that. What is it? Do not take everything in life for granted. Right? Do not take everything in life for granted, that you have to make an effort to be happy, to find happiness, to find success. Okay? So then understand everything that brings happiness to your life. It's a challenge, it will be difficult, and it should be difficult. Why do I say it should be difficult? Is that when something is earned through pain and difficulty, we value it so much. What is more valuable? Aluminium or gold? Gold. Of course. Why? People struggle a lot to earn it, isn't it? Yes. You have earrings, girls? You have gold earrings? Or rings or necklaces? What if you lost this? And you go home and say your parents. What happens? You get chopped. Do they chop your head? No. Right? There will be a big trouble. There will be a big problem now. Why? Because they value it. We value it. Because it was difficult to earn. All the good things, good habits are difficult to earn. Studying is difficult, but it brings happiness. Not to your parents. It will bring, but first to yourself. That is why I always say, don't study just to make your parents proud. Okay? It should not be your goal. Sometimes some children study just to make their parents proud. Parents happy. No, it should not be the goal. First, study to make yourself proud and happy. Okay. If you study just to make your parents proud, then you will not enjoy what you're doing. But if you study to make yourself happy, then you will always enjoy what you're doing, and you will always do what you enjoy. Okay? So first, you have to think, why do I study? Why do I learn? It is to make myself proud. Thinking about me. Okay? It is very painful when you think about yourself and your heart complains to yourself. I should have done more. I could have done more. But I didn't. I was just playing. And it is painful. Your heart always complains to you. Why did you do that? You could have done more. You could have studied more, but you didn't. That is the biggest pain. Not the complaint or not the blame that is coming from your parents. To get rid of that pain, study. Okay? Find what you love and study. So understand that all good things takes some price. It is not easy. Okay? So I always say for kids, understand about the good habits, that it is easy in the beginning. It is difficult in the beginning, It is difficult in the beginning. But only in the beginning. That is the nature of habits. Do you know what is a habit? Habit is something that happens automatically within us. What are the habits that you have? You have good and bad habits. Tell me one good habit. Do you have? You do. You wake up, let's take a simple good habit, okay? You wake up in the morning, you go to your washroom, and you brush your teeth. Do you? Yes. Except on Saturdays, right? Usually boys, they don't brush their teeth on Saturdays. Who brush teeth on Saturdays? Okay. This is a habit. Usually, you wake up, you get down from the bed, still you're sleeping. You just sleepwalk to the bathroom, you brush your teeth and you come back. Sometimes still sleeping. Still haven't wake up. This is a habit. Why it is habit? That now you don't struggle for that. It happens automatically. Sometimes your parents have to say it, but it happens. No one wake up in the morning and think, today also I have to brush my teeth. This is the trouble. Have you ever thought of that? If you are a boy, yes. I'm not scientist. Everyone is like that. But as you grow up with it, see, it is not a big thing now. But do you know? It was a big thing when you were little. Right? It was a difficult task in the beginning. Have you seen, if you have a very little nangi or malli, have you seen how your parents struggle to brush their teeth? Huh? Yes. See, that is the thing. In the beginning it is difficult. It was difficult. It was difficult for all of us. It was difficult for me. I still remember how my mother brushed my teeth. First, what she does is she runs around the house to catch me. You can't let your mother to brush your teeth easily. You have to make it a challenge. What do? You run around the house, you have to chase and catch me. Then, I still remember she puts me between her legs and lock me up tightly. Stick the thumb inside the mouth and brushed my teeth. It was difficult, it was painful. I cried. You cried. Right? If you can't remember, ask from your parents. You go home today and ask, Mama, did I brush my teeth easily? And your parents will say, no. Your mom will say, I had to go through hell to brush your teeth. Yes, difficult. But now, it's not a big deal. It's not a big thing. It happens automatically. Why? Because every single day, even though it is painful, we cried a lot every single day, but we kept on brushing the teeth again and again, again and again. And there came a day that your brain thinks, no. It is more painful. I don't want to stay until my mother says to brush my teeth. Your brain thinks, I just make it a habit. Now your brain take that action from voluntary action and it puts into an autopilot mode so that it happens naturally. And that's the day you woke up in the morning, you went to the washroom and you brushed your teeth by yourself, and on that day your parents became so much happy. Thank God. Again, I don't want to force them. Right? That's a good habit. That's how habits form. It is easy, it is difficult in the beginning, but easy after. And it goes in the other way as well. Good habits, difficult in the beginning, easy after. Bad habits, easy in the beginning, and it becomes difficult after. Your life becomes difficult after. Right? It's easy to be angry. It's easy to be violent. Right? That is in the beginning. But after, you will get in a lot of troubles. You will have regret. I have a lot of regrets in my childhood of being too much violent. Okay. And trust me, I was not good back then. But I understand. This is what happens. This is what bad habits does to you. So there's a nice quote that says, always remember this, okay? Maybe write down on a piece of paper and just stick in front of the place where you mostly hang around. Where? Room. Yes. Sometimes on the ceiling of the bed, right above the bed. That's where you mostly hang around, mostly stay. on the bed. Okay? Yes. Or maybe it's in front of, maybe on the the screen of the computer. Okay? So that you can say this. This is a nice saying that says about habits. Remember this, okay? It says, if you do what is easy today, your life will be difficult tomorrow. Say it after me. If you do what is easy today, your life will be difficult tomorrow. If you do, say, if you do what is difficult today, your life will be easy tomorrow. Doing easy things, making easy choices, okay? Sometimes it makes your life difficult. It's easy to be lazy, but it makes your life difficult in the future. Getting up is difficult, pain, you have to go through suffering, and studying is difficult, but it makes you happy, it makes your life happy. Okay, so then learn, even though it is difficult. I'm not saying just learn the things only on the book. You have to learn whatever the thing that you enjoy. Right? There are a lot of things that you can learn. Education is not only inside schools. Education is all over the place. If you look around, you can learn many things. Trust me, when you become an adult, you will realize that how much is there we can learn outside of the school, from outside of the school. Okay? There will be a lot of lessons, there will be a lot of things to learn in life. Learn it, and I always say, follow one thing that you mostly love to learn. Maybe music, maybe drawing, maybe singing, maybe dancing. Do always what you love. Okay? But to do what you love, sometimes you have to do the things that you don't love. Why do I say that? Let's say you like maths. Do you like maths?
No.
You don't? Okay. Me too. I didn't like maths. Do you like arts? Very good. Let's say you like arts, but you can't do only arts. You have to do maths. To keep doing what you love, sometimes you have to do what you don't love. It's okay. You do what you don't love. Why? Because it helps you to do what you love. Okay? You may not be able to do always what you love and what you like in the life. Okay, ask from this, if you meet Yas and Akas who are coming from Sri Lanka, ask from them that they study in university, but in the meantime they do this painful job. It is painful because it helps. It helps you to do what you love. Okay? So understand. It's okay. And you should find that one thing that you always enjoy. It may be not something that others enjoy. Maybe sometimes other people around, maybe your parents and maybe someone around you will say, nah, it doesn't make much money. Right? Although it doesn't make much money, if you love it, okay? If you really love it, do it. Okay? Study. I had this one friend who loved maths. Okay? But he was in the wrong place. He was in the biology class. What does he love? He is in the biology class. Do you know why? Their parents want him to be an engineer, not a doctor. Not a biologist, but an engineer. So he was forced to be there. Do you know what he did?
What?
In every biology period, the biology book is on the top, and under the biology book there's the maths book. Every time, what he does is, he keep doing maths, solving math questions. He's doing what he loves. But one day, it helped. But even though for him, it was painful to study biology, he comes to me every day, every evening after the school. He said, Machan, this is the signal word for the friend. Okay? He says, can you teach me a little bit of biology? I need to get through this. Right? So it was my duty. I helped him a lot with biology. This is what happens. It is painful, but it will help you. Okay? Learn as much as possible from life. Because life never stops teaching you. Every day there is a lesson to learn if we are ready to learn it. If you don't, this is what life is. If you don't learn from life, the things, your experiences, if you are not ready to learn it, the life will keep repeating the same lesson again and again for you until you learn it. And the difference between the school and the life is, in school, you get the lesson first, and after that you get the test. This is how it happens, right? But in life, you get the test first, and then you get the lesson. It is unfair. It puts you, your life will put you to the difficult places and teach you a valuable lesson. Okay? So understand that it is always a challenge. I know, it is always a challenge, even in the school, even at home. It is a challenge, isn't it? Yes, being with people in family. Is it easy? No. Do you have that brother or sister is always annoying? See what? Lot of children complain that I have an annoying brother, or I have an annoying sister. But here's the thing. Every brother and every sister is annoying. Trust me. Brothers and sisters are meant to be annoying. Why do I say that? It is always the nature. Your brother or sister maybe annoy you. Do you know what is that? It's a sign of love. Sometimes, when you love someone, you like to annoy them. Make the life a little bit harder, so that you feel like living. And it is really painful to not to have a brother or sister? Is there anyone who is in here who is the only child? Raise your hand in the family. One. You're the only child in family? Yeah. You're the only child? Only boy or only child? Okay. I was the only child in my family. And I know how painful it is. No one to play. No one to talk to. No one to even to, at least to annoy. I always wish that if there was a brother or a sister, at least to annoy me. Right? You are lucky even you have someone to annoy you. Understand? Your brother or sister will fight with you. Always. But love, it's okay to fight. Right? But understand, what brotherhood or sisterhood means is to be there for your brother or sister when they need you. You may fight over silly things, right? But no matter what happens, you have to be there for them when they need your help. Can you do that? Yes. So many parents sometimes. I was in Australia. A lot of parents, they come and like, these guys, Swami Mahansa, they are fighting like Third World War. I can't manage this. It's really difficult. You know what I say? I always say, you fight. Just fight. But remember one thing. It's okay to fight. But when they need, can you help? Can you be there when your brother or sister needs your help? If it is okay, that's the correct thing. Okay? You will fight over other things, silly things. Sometimes, yes. So understand. And if you have a difficult brother or sister, this is the way to deal with them. I should teach that also. How to deal with this annoying little devil. How to deal with them. Let's say you are in the room, especially if you are a sister, you are in the room minding your own business. Usually sisters have their personal space is very high. It's a big bubble. Sometimes it's the room, the whole room, right? You can't even enter to her territory, right? Sometimes your brother or sister will come invading your territory. So they like to trigger things up. Maybe turn the book around, maybe take a cup, switch off the heating. They do this. Finding some way to annoy. It's not because that they are angry with you. It's because they are bored. They feel boring. So to make things like more interesting, they do that. What do you have to do? Don't try to fight. Right? We just observe them, what they are doing. Right? If it is a really big problem, now it is, you need to have your own life, right? So what do? It's not the time for you to deal with the problem. It's the time for your parents to deal with it. Wait until your parents have the dinner when they are full and happy. Slowly go to them and say, Amma, I went through a difficult time today. this guy came into my room and did this and that. Say it to them. You don't go fight to them. And after that, they will take care of that problem. Sometimes after that, you will have hear some scream. They will take care of it. Now you didn't involve with the problem. If you involve, what happens? You make things even more worse. And then what happens? You have to get blamed. You have to get punished. Right? For the things that they did. Have you ever got punished or blamed for the things that someone else did? Your brother or sister did? Yes. If you have a sister or brother, it happens. Put your hands down. You know what? Being the only child in my family, even I got blamed for the things that I didn't do. I got blamed for the things that the cat in my house did. I had a cat. We had a cat. Was like a strange cat was on the street, and my mother was generous enough to bring her into our house and adopt him inside. This guy doesn't like glassware, the things on the table. What he does is that somehow he pushes it in to the edge of the table and drops it down. Every day, first place, I get blamed from my parents saying, it's a big deal if you break a glass in a house in Sri Lanka. They say, come on, Sally. Right? And what happened? It's because of the cat. You know what I did? I hate the cat. I didn't let the cat near me usually. So understand that sometimes you will have to get blamed for the things that you don't do. That's life. Okay? So that in that time, you have to be very patient. When you get criticized, and when you get complained by, when someone complains you, or when you get criticized, this is what you have to do. First, just listen to what they say and understand what they really say to you. Let's say someone is blaming you, someone is criticizing you. Just listen to it and say, like, what is he telling you? What is the mistake? Right? And then you have to look into yourself and ask from yourself, do I do that mistake? If it is yes, if it is a real criticism, that's called but constructive criticism. If there is a mistake in you, if there is something wrong that it should be developed, right, that should be corrected, then that should be corrected by all means. If someone criticizes you for a mistake that you have, be humble enough to accept it and correct it. Because it is a mistake, and you were lucky to see that mistake, even though it is from someone else. Right? If you don't do the mistake, if it is a mistake that you didn't do, what do you have to do? Just mind your own business and peace and go away. Because it was not your mistake. Right? Nothing to worry about. It's something like this. You walk on the street, and when you're walking, you smell poo. Right? You smell poo. What happens? Now you become scared. Did I step on it? Now you smell and you think like, you feel the smell. Did I step on it? What is the first thing What is the first thing that you should do when you feel the smell of poop? Check whether you have step on it. Right? First you have to check. If you have, what do you have to do? Just go to some place, clean your shoes, and go. If you haven't stepped on it, just mind your own business and just walk away. In the same way, when someone shows you a mistake, criticize you, first look at yourself and ask from yourself, did I really do that? If yes, correct it. If not, what? Just let it go. That's the easiest way. And don't be angry of people criticizing you. Right? There are two types of criticism. One is constructive criticism, which helps you to develop. And the other one is what? The negative criticism, which always comes from a person who is lower than you. When someone is jealous on you, when someone is jealous at you, that means you have something better than them. So then don't worry about it. Okay? So that is the way to deal with your brothers and sisters and people who are difficult to you. Right? Right. So this is the little advice for today. Okay. Can you remember the quote? What is it? Should I say it again?
Yeah.
If you do what is easy today, your life will be difficult tomorrow. If you do what is difficult today, your life will be easy tomorrow. Okay? So always choose to do the most difficult thing in the first place. Doing the most difficult task in the day, in the first place, is the most easiest thing to do. I always say it as eat the frog in the morning. What do you mean by eat the frog in the morning? If you were to eat a frog, right? And you say, let's say, if you were to eat a frog, would you eat it in the morning or at the night? If you eat it in the morning, you can spend the rest of the day and rest of the life without much thinking about it. But if you keep postponing this and say, I will eat it at lunch, dinner, next day, you can't enjoy things. You will be always anxious. First, that's why I say, do the most difficult task in the beginning of the day, so that at the rest of the day, you have more freedom. Right? So when you study, do the most difficult thing in the first place, and after that you can enjoy the other part. Otherwise, you just keep postponing. I will do it tomorrow. And I will do it tomorrow. Okay? So what it happens? It will never be done. Okay. So this is the little advice for today. So I wish you all, may all of you be happy, healthy, and may all of you be able to realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Now let's take a little time. If you have any questions, we can discuss. If you'd like to ask any question. And if you don't need the mic, you can ask.
Yeah, do you need to?
Oh,
Yes, sir.
keep it. Would you like to ask any questions? Yes?
What is freedom?
Huh?
What is freedom?
What is freedom? So it's a very broad and a very deep question. Okay? It depends on how do you define freedom to yourself. Okay. What is freedom to you? Sometimes for some people it is the freedom. For some children it is the freedom. Freedom is the freedom from homeworks. Not that it is freedom. Okay? But when you grow up, you will understand that freedom isn't something out there, outside. Okay? Freedom always is inside. But you have to find it. How? How to find freedom inside, in the middle of all the difficulties. If you can keep your mind happy, calm, with good qualities, that is freedom. Life will throw you a lot of difficulties, but if you can keep your heart without worrying, without being disappointed, without falling down, right? That is freedom. Okay. Sometimes you will fall down, but you have to learn how to get up, get back up. When I was at school, I attended this Jiu-Jitsu class. Have you heard of Jiu-Jitsu?
Yes.
Yes, that's a fighting style, martial art. It teaches us how to fall correctly. That means when you fall down, right? Fall down in a way that you can easily get back up. Some people fall down on the face down. They can't get back up. So it teaches us how to fall down. Even in life, we have to learn how to fall down so that we can easily get back up in the problems. Right? It's not about not having problems or not having challenges. It's about standing up, getting back up in each and every challenge that life throws at you. Okay? It's not easy. Jiu-Jitsu was painful. Right? We have to go through a lot of pain and suffering to learn it. It's life, yeah. You learn, and it becomes beautiful memories. Now it's a beautiful memory. Now it's a great lesson. Back then it was so painful. Right? See, when you come to the Dhamma school, is it easy? Be honest. It is difficult, right? But now it is difficult. After 10 years, 15 years, when you remember the things that you did in the childhood, you can still be happy about it. Okay? So understand that. Any other questions? Yes? So in the Buddha's teachings, freedom is freedom from all the sufferings in life. Freedom from rebirth. Freedom from samsara. Any other questions? You have, or you're afraid to ask? Don't be afraid.
Just for the kids or for the parents?
No, that's for the kids.
Just for the kids.
Yeah. I was giving this and I was doing a speech, and it was in the question and answer session. One kid stand up from the audience and I was like, she asked the funniest question. She asked, "Are you the last airbender?" Right? And then I was like thinking, what sort of question is that? Then after that I realized that there is a movie that looks like someone looks like this, like wearing a robe. After that I realized that. So that's it. Now don't ask that question. I'm not. Any other questions you don't have? With studies? What is the most common problem with studies? Marks. It's the results, right? When studying, what is one of the most difficult things that you go through? Tell me. I will give you good practice, something to do which will help you. Yes? Yes? Huh? That is, you can't avoid it, right? If you're in school, you get a lot of work to do. You can't avoid it. Okay. How to manage all the things and still have fun? How to do it? To do that, that's what I said before. Eat the frog in the morning. What is it? Do the difficult part as soon as you come home, or in the first place, and finish it. After that you have enough time. Okay? That's one thing that you have to do. Anyone struggling with lack of focus, distraction? Good. Okay, I'll tell you one thing to do. Those who study, the big ones, big Gaiyas and Akas also, if you're studying, sometimes you plan to study certain subjects. What you do is you over-plan it and you overestimate yourself. That means you say, I will study 1 hour straight. Sit down and study. What happens to you? You get distracted. Some said, I did. Like I was thinking, I was overestimating myself when I was studying. I said like, I will study for 3 hours straight, chemistry. I could do it in half an hour. This is what I found, or not what I found, I just researched about how to study in a good way without losing focus. And I found a wonderful method. Okay. Not I found, it was found by a scientist. He teaches to study only for 25 minutes at one time. You study for 25 minutes, okay? And after that have a 5-minute break. 25 minutes of studying, 5 minutes break, okay? You can't study for 1 hour straight. Why? Because your focus, your concentrating power will go down with the time. But 25 minutes is manageable, right? So when you sit down to study for 25 minutes and have a 5-minute break. Again, now the 5-minute break is the most important thing. What do you have to do? In that 5 minutes, you have to do the most enjoyable thing that you can do at that time. Maybe listen to a song. Okay? Maybe dance a little bit. Maybe talk to some of your friends. Maybe pet your cat or dog. Or maybe annoy your brother or sister. You have to do the most fun thing to do at that time to refresh your brain. Again, but this is the most important, but only for how many minutes? 5. Not more than that. That is difficult. Again, come back to studying and study for another 25 minutes. Right? Now you have studied for 50 minutes, but with a good refresh in your head. Okay. And after that, again have a 5-minute break. And again, after that, you have to study for 25 minutes. Let's say you did these 25-minute sessions, 4 of these 25-minute sessions. After 4 sessions, take a long break of maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes. A long break. In that way, you don't feel boring and you get less distracted. It's very easy to do. Right? And when you sit down to study, try to remove the things that distract you from what you're doing. Okay. See, distraction is something. See, what is the opposite of distraction? Opposite of distraction is traction. Right? Traction means a thing that keeps you on track, right, without going in other ways. Distraction means the things that take you away from what you're doing. Okay? So when you're studying, if something takes you away from that, it is a distraction. Okay? Or if you're playing games, if something takes you away from your focus on that, it is also a distraction. But there are healthy distractions, okay? And there are unhealthy distractions. But you have to stay away from unhealthy distractions. Okay? That is what you have to do. So, that is the method to study without getting bored. So that you have fun intervals in the middle. Okay? So that is the thing. And also, if you're studying, if your lessons are not fun enough, make it somehow a fun thing. I did that. In Sri Lanka, we had to study all these boring Sinhala kavis and verses, okay? Do you know what I did? I put on a music and I tried to add this verse or this poem into that music. Sometimes it's a rap music then, that I rap on it. No one can, doesn't matter, but you remember it. Right? That's the whole point. Make it a fun thing. That's what you do. And also, I studied in this method. That will help you. Those who are baby. Study. This is called the teaching method. You have to teach. Sometimes you have to maybe make an imaginary classroom. You have imaginary friends. Okay, maybe make an imaginary classroom and teach. Explain. It will make your lessons go into your brain easily. Okay. Maybe take your cat, put it on the table and teach. Okay, at least the cat will remember the things. Okay. In that way you can learn. You can study very well. It's very productive to teach. Okay? And always remember that when you learn, a lot of children complain like, why do I forget everything that I study? Do you have the same disease of forgetting? Yes. To tell you why you forget. So your brain have two parts. One is called temporary memory and the other one is called permanent memory. Right? Each and everything that you study in school, in lessons, your brain puts into your temporary memory, not to the permanent. Right? All the morning lessons, it puts you into the temporary memory. And this temporary memory will be erased after 3 days. You have to refresh it within 3 days by studying it again. When you go home, come home and study the same lesson that you studied on the day, and it will remember. If you keep studying for 2-3 sessions, repetitions, it will put this lesson into your temporary memory. Because brain is not designed to remember things. Brain always try to forget things. Brain is not something that remembers everything, okay? What if you remember all the things that you ate throughout your whole life? All the meals, all the things that happened? No, it forgets. But only we have to remember the important things. So that you have to repeat it. Okay? So that is the little lesson for today. Any other questions that you have? No? Okay. So then all of you say sadhu, 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 sadhu. Okay. Let's share the merits. So let's share the merits with all the devas who protect the Gautam Buddha's dispensation. May all the devas rejoice in this merit and may they be well and happy. May they live long, may they live a happy life, and may they protect all the children who joined this Dhamma session today. And may all the devas realize Four Noble Truth in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share the merits with our Pinod Goswami Vahase and all the monks and the nuns of Mahavira Monastery, and with Mahasangha all around the world. May Mahasangha rejoice in this merit and may they be well and happy. May they live long. May they realize Four Noble Truth in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share the merits with our parents and our teachers. May all of them rejoice in this merit and may they be well and happy. May they live long. May they live a happy life. And may they realize Four Noble Truth in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu. And finally, may all of you children rejoice in this merit by the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. May all of you be well and happy. May all of you live long. May all of you live a happy life. May all of your education become successful. And may all of you be able to realize Four Noble Truth in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, I'm blessing you. Abhivadana Sivise Nityam Vada Pachayano Chattaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvanno Sukham Balam Ayurarogya Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevacha Ato Nibbana Sampatti Anati Samichatu. Supati, supati. Come on, come. Thank you for coming.
Sorry, shall I make some announcement about the UK